Peace, y'all. You already know what it is. Rise Above TV, back at you with another video, and feel free to like this video and subscribe if you are interested, and if you want to, if you just want to tap into more of the knowledge and wisdom that I have to offer. You know what I'm saying? Just show some support, show some love, so I could use it as fuel, you know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. This video is going to be about ways to avoid self-sabotage. So let's run that back. This video is going to be about ways to avoid self-sabotage. All right, so let's get into it. I'm gonna take my time a little bit on this. I'm freestyling it. So yeah, let's go. So what is self-sabotage? Self-sabotage is when you destroy yourself pretty much, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and whatnot, in efforts to achieving long goals. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much what you do that is detrimental to your health and to your being, to your well-being, coming from it really stems from fear, but that's what self-sabotage is, you know? So I've had this type of issue for a very long time, you know what I'm saying? As long as I can remember, I guess. And I can honestly say, like, the only reason I haven't completely destroyed myself is because I'm constantly working on myself, constantly pouring into myself and loving myself, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't, switch the path that I was taking, the course that I was taking throughout my life in the early ages, like, if I didn't switch that up, I would have definitely destroyed myself, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of us go through this, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I felt like I really needed to make this video. But yeah, like, I can say the only reason I haven't destroyed myself is because of that, and also the only reason I haven't reached my ideal level of success is because of that as well, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like me taking steps, taking the initiative to put it out there and just be vulnerable with that, because I don't feel like a lot of people talk about that. I heard Billy Carson talk about that a little bit on one of his recent videos. Shout out Billy Carson for Forbidden Knowledge. But yeah, like, I thought it was a really important topic to talk about, you know? So what happens with me is I'll get, like, really healthy, right? Like, I'll reach, like, really a high level of well-being, you know what I'm saying, within and without, you know what I'm saying, internally and externally, you know what I'm saying. I'll be really like, breaking through barriers, and limitations, and really just setting new standards for myself, you know what I'm saying. And when I'm at that point in my life, it's like that new level, new devil type of thing. It's like something knocks me straight the fuck out, you know what I'm saying? And it's me. It's nothing that I could be like, oh, it's this, or it's that, or it's this, or it's that. Like, nah, I'm taking full accountability and saying, like, look, this is me. I'm my own worst enemy. Like, I'm doing this shit to myself, you know what I'm saying? So when I do get, like, let's use health for an example, because you can use this in many aspects as an example, but let's stick with health for right now. So as far as my health, I take my health very important, you know what I'm saying? So there's levels that I'm trying to reach or that I'm reaching currently. And, I'm going hard, I'm going in on myself. I'm pouring in myself. I'm loving myself. And it's like this part of me that lurks, and it waits till I'm, like, vulnerable, which is like at night. It waits till I got my guard down, and it influences me. It starts fucking with me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like all uncomfortable and shit, because I'm in pretty much an uncharted territory. Like, I've been healthy, but being consistent with that, like, really consistent to where it's, like, embedded, like, to where the majority, like I don't have no more like like bad habits and shit like that. Like I've completely completed like cycles and shit like that. Like, I forgot what I was saying. So pretty much what I'm saying is, I haven't been at a point in my life where things have been consistent and I'm consistently elevating. It's been like up, down, up, down, up, down. And the only reason I'm going so down when I go up is because I keep sabotaging myself, and I haven't uprooted certain traumas or certain things that are still lurking underneath, all of the positivity and the love and the high vibrations and shit like that. Like my lower self is still very prominent in a lot of my decisions, and I'm working through that to the point where I'm able to talk about this now. Like that's how I know I'm growing, because I'm able to actually talk about this shit, you feel me? Because I know deep down, I know eventually my lower self is going to give in to my higher self, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm so tapped into my higher self, like that it becomes, it's literally to a point where I'm consciously choosing to indulge with my lower self. I'm consciously allowing my lower self to be in control, you know what I'm saying? So that's how much, it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. So ways to avoid it is just to stay positive, listen to some positive affirmations, some positive music, some positive vibrations, going out in nature, you know what I'm saying? And so that's one. I'm gonna slow it down. That's one, right? That's one way of, positive affirmations. Like whenever you find yourself thinking negative thoughts, you know what I'm saying, just reverse that, you know what I'm saying, alchemize it, you know what I'm saying. Same thing if you start feeling like negative vibrations, you know what I'm saying, negative feelings, negative emotions and whatnot, alchemize it, you know what I'm saying, get some positive vibrations going. Like I got some sound bowls that I use every now and then to knock some of that stagnant negative energy out, you know what I'm saying. But if not that, you feel me, then I'll, do some yoga. Just a lot of things that you can do, you know what I'm saying, that I do personally, you know what I'm saying, that I've made it a part of my routine, so that I'm constantly cleansing out my aura field and my space, you know what I'm saying. So yeah. Another way is is pretty much like, let's put it this way, like you have to love yourself. Like, I'm not just saying that, I'm not saying that to you so you can just say that. I'm saying like actually loving yourself. If you haven't seen my video that I made previously, it's called Loving Yourself. Go check it out. It's only part 1. There's a part 2 coming soon. But yeah, loving yourself, like taking care of yourself, tending to yourself and shit like that. Because once you feel that love for yourself and you really able to embody that, I'm talking about with the stuff you're eating, your stuff you're listening to, the actions that you're taking, the decisions that you're making and shit like that. When you're really in tune with yourself, then there's a part of you that other part of you, not the part of you that's like, destructive and sabotage. There's another part of you that takes over and is just like, you know what, we don't need this shit. Like, you don't need to smoke, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that, you don't need to do none of that shit. But then it's like this other part of me. So it's like those, angel demon on your shoulder type of thing, right? So yeah, just loving yourself, like really taking the time to get to know yourself, studying yourself, observing yourself, watching yourself from a higher perspective, you know what I'm saying? Just being able to observe like what time that you start sabotaging yourself throughout the day. Like Is it a pattern? Is it a cycle? Because once you're able to determine that, then you can break it. You know what I'm saying? You can break that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can notice that in your daily actions, but you can also notice that in your family, like generationally. Like you can notice the cycles that your family has been going through and the ways that they have been destroying and sabotaging themselves, and how they may have passed these ways on down to you. You know, so that's it's very key to know. You know. Like, that's another point that I wanted to make as far as avoiding sabotage is getting to the root of why you're sabotaging yourself. Like, do you not love yourself? Do you not like yourself? Do you hate yourself? Do you feel like you're not worthy, like you're not deserving? Like, what, like, really digging deep into that and figuring out what may have caused you to want to sabotage yourself, you know? So yeah, like, a part of you is your lower self doesn't want you to be successful and wants you to be complacent. It wants you to be comfortable. It wants you to be low vibrational and focus on some bullshit and dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? It wants you to distract yourself and to suppress yourself and just to be a slave to yourself. It wants you to be this slave to you, and it desires, you know what I'm saying? For real. So let's run it back. I forgot the first one, but loving yourself is the second one. The first one is positive affirmations, which is a form of loving yourself. But positive affirmations, caring for yourself, taking care of yourself. Instead of loving yourself, caring for yourself, either way. So caring for yourself, loving yourself, and getting to the root, like really doing reflection, introspection. You know, and just reflecting on like when this may have started and what may have triggered that for you, you know, and noticing, being able to observe the patterns and shit, you know. So yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else? Okay. Another thing, because a lot of you know that saying, like you know that saying, idle time is the devil's playground, right? Now, I don't identify with the like devil term and shit. I don't use that shit, you know what I'm saying? But you could use that. I have a book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, and I get it. Like, I understand the concept and shit. I don't have to get lost in the terminologies and shit like that. But you can use it for a less of a better term, devil or whatever. But just know that it's you, though. It's you for sure. But what am I saying? Yeah, I got a book called Outwitting the Devil. But that book, when you put that book into perspective, it's talking about on a society level, like the same thing, like us sabotaging ourselves, even on a society level, like as a collective, you know what I'm saying? And how society and the ills of society have influenced us to destroy ourselves and to stray away from our higher self, you know what I'm saying? So that book is important too. Check that out. Again, that's Napoleon Hill. You feel me? Outwitting the Devil. But I'll show you that right now, actually. Give me one second. Boom. A lot of people have heard about this. My mom actually put me on